After generating some positive momentum following a rough start, Indiana women's basketball took a big step back. In the Battle for Atlantis opener, Indiana defeated Columbia, which is rated number 55 in Bart Torvik's T-rank. Then the Hoosiers knocked off No. 18 Baylor on Sunday, their second-ranked win in 8 days. But in the championship game on Monday, they ran out of gas. IU completely collapsed in the second half against No. 16 North Carolina as the Tar Heels ran away with a 69-39 victory. IU 4-3 shot 29% from the field, and 21% in the second half. The Hoosiers went 0 for 13 from three-point range after halftime, putting them at 4 for 26 on the day. They also totaled only 7 assists with 16 turnovers. North Carolina 6-1 held Indiana to just 7 points in the third quarter and 6 in the fourth, and the Tar Heels posted an 11 for 23 clip from three-point range. Chloe Moore McNeil took the blame for the team's poor performance, even though it wasn't all because of her. She finished with 8 points, second on IU behind only Yarden Garzone 10 points along with 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, a steal, and a turnover. Baylor was a great team, Columbia was a great team. And then we get hype and we're ready for North Carolina, and then it's just, that wasn't us today. That wasn't us at all, Moore McNeil said after the game. And I take full responsibility, as one of our leaders, because I can't allow that to happen, and the coaches, they can get on us all they want and hype us up and keep us positive, but at the end of the day, it's got to be on us as players to get it together. 3 games in 3 days is challenging for any program, and Indiana won't experience that for the rest of the season. But its overall performance in this game, after losing Sydney Parrish to injury on Sunday, has resurfaced some of the concerns it displayed through the first 2 weeks of the season. The Hoosiers struggled to match North Carolina's physicality, something that became an issue during the Brown, Harvard, and Butler games. Lily Meister 1 for 7 shooting, 2 points, 3 rebounds was particularly ineffective, and Shea Chesky 2 for 8, 1 for 5 3-point, 5 points cooled off after her 34-point explosion against Baylor. Today, we just didn't have the urgency level for 40 minutes that we needed, and that was disappointing, IU head coach Morin said. But a lesson learned. I think our kids, we would all agree that this was not our finest 40 minutes, but we'll have to respond once we get back to Bloomington and get ready for the next opponent. Sophomore Jules LaMendola stepped into the starting lineup in Parrish's spot, and she was one of IU's better players overall. The wing grabbed a team-high 11 rebounds to go with 6 points on 2 of 8 shooting, and she was one of 2 Indiana rotation players who didn't commit a turnover. The Hoosiers did make positive strides in the Bahamas with their first 2 games. Chesky's huge output against Baylor has to be a confidence booster after she endured a difficult start to the season. Lexus Bargesser saw her first game action, playing 10 minutes against Columbia, 26 against Baylor, and 14 against UNC. And both wins, along with the victory over Stanford preceding this event, will help balance out the Harvard and Brown losses on IU's resume. But Parrish's injury casts renewed doubt on Indiana's long-term outlook, particularly if the graduate student will miss extended time. Morin is unsure how long Parrish will be out, the program won't know more until it returns to Bloomington. And for a team that had trouble gelling beginning the season, this presented another obstacle to adjust to. And though it's only 1 game under abnormal circumstances, the Hoosiers struggled to do that on Monday. And regardless of Parrish's status, it's clear that the Hoosiers still have weaknesses to address. It's going to be another adjustment period because we don't know how much longer Sid's going to be out. But we'll have to get back to Bloomington and start to figure out how we can move our pieces around and how we can put a 5 on the floor that can hopefully gel quicker than we've been able to, Morin said. I thought we made some improvements, we grew a little bit here in the Bahamas, it's just a shame that Sid went down yesterday in the Baylor game.